Are here with the Indian Constitution series, and that is very important for our examination. So here we will start from the NCERT, and the first chapter is Indian Constitution. So we will read it and we will continue with this series till the examination. So I hope you will like it. So let's get started. So here the why does a country need a constitution? So here we know very well what is the role of constitution for our country, why it is important, and how it's prevail the democratic country. So yes, through the explanation we will reading the whole concept and understand the concept of constitution and democracy. So all democratic countries are likely to have a constitution. It is not necessary that all countries that have a constitution are democratic. A constitution tells us what fundamental nature of our society is. So a constitution, what is the role? Then the constitution tells us what is the fundamental nature of our society. Constitutions serve as a set of rules and principles that person in country can agree and they can want country to be governed on the rules and principles. A constitution defines nature of the country political system. A constitution lays down rules that guard against misuse of the authority by the political leaders. A constitution in a democracy ensures that a dominant group of does not use its power against other less powerful people or group. Domination by majority or minority. A constitution helps to protect us against certain decisions that citizen might take that could harm principal believed by the country. For example, citizens are not happy with functioning of the political party and they want a dictator to come up. So here we will see the key features of the Indian Constitution. So here are some key features. So first is federalism. What is the federalism? Here we will see. So this refers to the existence of more than one level of government in country. Okay, so we can see state and central level government are there in India. And India we have government and state level and central level. Panchayati Raj is the third tier of the government. Constitution contains the list of which each tier of government can make law. Constitution is specified from where each tier of the government can get money from work. Under federalism, states are not merely an agent of federal government but draw the authority from the constitution as well. All persons in India are governed by law and policies made by each of these level of the government. Now the second feature we will see here, separation of the power. So if we talk about the separation of power, so how it can be regulated, we can see here. So there are three organs of the governments according to the constitution. They are the legislature, executive and judiciary. And legislature refer to the elected representative and executive is a smaller group of people who are responsible for the implementing laws and running governments. If we talk about judiciary, judiciary refer to the system of court in this country. So now next we will see here constitution say that each of these organs should exercise different power to prevent misuse of power by any one branch of the government. Each organ acts as a check on other organ of the government and these ensure balance of power between all three. Now the third thing we will see here parliamentary form of government. So Constitution of India guarantees universal adult suffrage of all citizens. People of India have a direct role in electing their representative. Their representative are accountable to people. Every citizen of country, irrespective to his or his social backgrounds, can contest in this election. Now here the next feature we will see the secularism. Secularism is also the another feature of the constitution. So here we will see what is the another feature. So in that manner we can see that a secular state is one in which state does not officially promote or any other religion or state religion. In fundamental rights, fundamental right is a section of fundamental right has been often been referred to the concise of the Indian Constitution. Fundamental protects citizens against arbitrary and obsolete exercise power by state and Constitution grant the right to individual against state as well as against other individuals. Constitution guarantee right to minority against majority. Now here we will see the next thing. Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, he said that every citizen must be the position to claim those rights, and these rights must be binding upon every authority that has got power to make law. Constitution has a section known as the Directive Principle of State Policy. This section has designed by the member of the Constituent Assembly to ensure greater social and economic reform, serve as a guide to make law and policy that help reduce poverty and masses. Now here we will talk about the fundamental rights, how many fundamental rights are there and what is the role. So through the thing we can see here. So the fundamental rights are the rights. So the first rights are the right to equality. So all persons are equal before law. So yes, what is the first thing? All persons are equal before the law, and this means all persons shall be equally protected by law of country. It states that no citizen can be discriminated against based on their religion, caste, or sex. Every person has access of all public places, including playgrounds, hotels, shops, estate, and cannot discriminate against anyone in matter of the employment. Practice of untouchability has been abolished. Now, right to freedom. These include right to freedom of speech and expression, and right from the association, right to move freely aside in any other country, and right to practice any profession, occupation, or the business. Right against exploitation. Constitution prohibited human trafficking, forced labor, and employment of the children under 14 years of age. Right to freedom of religion. Religious freedom is provided to all citizens. Every person has a right to practice, profess and propagate religion and their choices. Culture. Cultural and educational rights. Constitution said that all the minorities, religious and linguistics can set up their own educational institution to preserve and develop their own culture. Right to constitutional remedy. These allow citizens to move court any other belief that if their fundamental rights have been violated by the state. Now, state. Word state is used in polity. This does not refer to the state government. State is used to distinguish it from government, and government is responsible for administrating and enforcing law. Government can change with election. State government, state refer to the political institution that represent sovereign people who occupy a definite territory. For example, India's a state, we can call it an Indian state in political science. Indian state has democratic form of government. Government was or executive is one of part of the state. A state refers more than just government and cannot be used interchangeably with it. Indian National Congress made demand of Constitutional Assembly in 1934. Constituent Assembly drafted Constitution for India between December 1946 and November 49. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar is called father of the Constitution, and final session of the Constituent Assembly was held 24 January 1950. So these are the important things we have to keep in our mind. What is the role of the Constitution and how it should be important for all of us. Now, Chapter 2, Understanding Secularism. So, what is secularism? Here we will see Indian Constitution as contain fundamental right that protect us against state power as well as against domination of the majority. Indian Constitution allow individual freedom to live by their religious belief and practices. India has adopted a strategy of separating power of religion and power of state. Secularism refers to the separation of a religion from state. So what is the meaning of secularism? Secularism refers to the separation of religion from the state. Separation of religion from state. This is the main thing we will see here. Now the next point we will here see. So here, most important aspect of the secularism is the separation of religion from state power. It is important for a country to function democratically. Misuse of power by majority and violation fundamental rights is one reason to separate state and religion in a democratic society. This is important to separate religion from state in democratic societies because we need to protect freedom individual to exit from their own religion, embrace another religion, or have freedom to interpret religious teaching. Now here we will see the Indian secularism. Indian secularism is also the important part of the constitution. So Indian constitution mandated the Indian state be secular. According to constitution, on a secular state can realize its objective to ensure following: that one religious community does not dominate another, that some member do not dominate other member of the same religious community, and that state does not enforce any particular religion or take away religious freedom from individuals. Indian state is not ruled by the religious group and the things. So government schools cannot promote any religion either in their morning prayer or through religious celebration. This rule does not apply in private schools. State can make certain exceptions from particular religious community like wearing turban by Sikh community. So it will be follow. Indian constitution grant right to religious community to set up their own schools and colleges. So Indian constitution grant right to religious community to set up their own school and colleges. Now here we will see the Indian secularism in vs US. In US, separation between state and religion means that neither state or religion can interfere of one another. Whereas in India, secularism state can intervene in religious affairs. In Indian secularism, though state is not strictly separated from religion, it does maintain a principal distance from the religion. This means that any interference in religion by state has to be based on ideal given in the constitution. Now here we will see the different thing that is related to our constitution, and here we will understand the actual importance of the religion. Now, chapter 3, why we need a parliament. So what is the role of parliament? Here we will understand. So people and their representative. People elect their representative to parliament, and one group from these elected representative form government. Parliament, which is made up of all representative, and they together control and guide government. This is people through their own chosen representative who form government and control it. Now here we will see the role of Parliament. Indian Parliament created after 1947 is an expression of faith that people of India have principle of democracy. Parliament is our system has immense power because it is representative of people. Lok Sabha is generally elected once every 5 years. So here we will see the Lok Sabha is generally elected once every 5 years. Country is divided into constitutions. Each of the constituency elected one person to parliament. Candidate who contest election generally belong to the different political parties. Next, elected candidate become uh, member of parliament or MPs. These MPs together make up the parliament. Some seats are reserved in the parliament for SC ST, ठीक है, and this has been done so MP elected from these constituency and will be familiar with can represent Dalit and Adivasi interests of the parliament. Now we will see the function of the parliament. What is the function of the parliament? So to select national government. So this is the first thing. Parliament of India consists of the President, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. So three organs are here is the parliament, and here we will see the political party form government which it has majority of the elected member. The political party which form a government, it has a majority of elected MPs. There are 543 elected members in Lok Sabha between 952 to 2020, and two additional members of the Anglo-Indian Committee were nominated by the President of India on advice of Government of India, which was abolished in January 2020 by 1/4 Constitutional Amendment Act 2019. A party should have at least half member, 72 member or more to form majority. So this will be include. Opposition in parliament is form all political party that are not part of the majority party. So they become the opposite party which have no more majority. Now, one of the most important function of the Lok Sabha is to select executive. तो अगर हम देखें यहाँ लोकसभा का जो एक important part है that is to select the executive power. Now the next thing we will see here, executive is a group of a person who work together to implement law made by parliament. This executive is often what we have to be in mind when we use term government. Prime Minister of India, leader of ruling party of Lok Sabha. Prime Minister select Minister of different department from the MPs to his party to work with him in to implement decision. And these ministers then take charge of different areas of government and functioning like health, education and finance. When a party does not secure majority, it joins with different political party who are interested to similar concern to form government, and it is called the coalition government. Coalition government. Rajya Sabha function primarily as representative of state of India Parliament. Rajya Sabha can initiate a bill. A bill initiated in Lok Sabha is required to throw Rajya Sabha to become a law. Rajya Sabha play an important role to review and altering if alteration are needed law initiated by Lok Sabha. Members of Rajya Sabha are elected by elected member of the Legislative Assembly of various states. There are 233 elected members plus 12 members nominated by the President. Now the next function is law making. Law making is important function of Parliament to control, guide and inform government. Session of Parliament begin with a question hour. Okay, so these are things. So how the session of the Parliament is started? It is started by questioning hour. Question hour is an important mechanism through which MPs can ask information about working of government. It is executive. It is very important way through which Parliament control executive. Parliament's approval is crucial for government in all matter dealing with finance. So these are the things we can see under the function of the Parliament. Now here we will see the understanding law. So as we know, the third part of the Parliament is judiciary of the Constitution. So here we will see the role of judiciary. So there are several provisions in Constitution that establish rule of law. Most important provision is that all persons in India are equal before law. Law cannot discriminate between persons based on their religion, caste or gender. Rules of law means all laws apply equally to all citizens of the country and no one can be above all law. Neither a government official nor a wealthy person, not even president of the country above law. Making of law. Parliament has an important role of making laws. An important role of Parliament is to be sensitive to problems faced by the people. Role of citizen is crucially is helping Parliament to frame different concerns that people might have into law. Unpopular law. Parliament has passed some law that can turn to be very unpopular. And that is, sometime a law can be constitutionally valid and legal, but it can continue to be unpopular and unacceptable to people because they feel that intentions behind it unfair and harmful. People might criticize this law and hold public meeting write about in newspaper report on TV channels. Citizens can express their unwillingness to the democracy to accept repressive law framework by the parliament. When a large number of the people begin to feel that a wrong law has been passed, then there is a pressure on parliament to change this. Now, the example is here GST bill. When it was passed, it was also opposed by the so many people. If we talk about the Kisan bill, when it came into rule, it also condemned by the people. And if we talk about the RA, NCRC like type of government, we can say validation. It was also condemned by the pupils of the India. So these are the things we can come under the law which made by the parliament, and in that manner, if the parliament has a right, they can also amend that law time to time on the basis of two-third votingship. Now here we will talk about the judiciary. As we know, judiciary is very important organ of the Indian constitution, and what is the role, how it's work, we will see here. So role of judiciary, despite dispute resolution. So first is dispute resolution. Judicial system provide a mechanism for the resolving dispute between citizen and government, and between the two states government, and between two central and state government. So these are the things we can see here. Judicial review. Judicial review क्या है? Supreme Court is final interpreters of the constitution. It has power to strike down particular law passed by the parliament if it is believed that are violation of the basic structure of the constitution. It is known as a judicial review. So if the any law is discriminated or curbing the right of the people, it can also be reviewed by the under the Supreme Court, and that is called judicial review. Upholding law and enforcing fundamental right. Every citizen of India can approach Supreme Court or High Court if they believe that their fundamental right have been violated. And Supreme Court of India was established on 26 January 1950, and it was inaugurated on 28 January 1950. The structure of the court. There are different three type of courts in our country. There are several court at lower court, while there is only one at apex level. Court that most people interact with are known as a subordinate court or district court. Okay, these are generally our district or tehsil level. In town, they are hereby many kind of cases. Each state is divided into district, and district court are presided by the district judge. Each state has a high court, which is highest court of any other state. High court was the first established in three presidency city of Calcutta, Bombay and Madras in 1962. So it is very important thing we should keep in mind. Supreme Court is at top. तो अगर हम बात करें सुप्रीम कोर्ट के टॉप पे है, which is located in Delhi and is presided over by the Chief Justice of India. Decisions made by Supreme Court are binding on all other courts in India. We have an integrated judicial system, which means that decisions made by the higher court are binding on lower courts. Appellate system that exists in India in another example of integrated judicial system. This means that person can appeal to higher court if they believe that judgment passed by lower court is not just. So these are the part. Subordinate court is more commonly known by many different names such as trial court or the court, district judge, additional session judge, chief judge, judicial president, magistrate or metropolitan magistrate or civil judge. Many states have their own high court, but Punjab and Haryana share a common high court at Chandigarh, and four northeastern states of Assam, Nagaland, Mizoram and Arunachal Pradesh have common high court at Guwahati. Now here we will see the criminal law and civil law. Deal with conduct or act law defined as offences, for example harassing a woman or dowry. Criminal है ये. It generally begin with lodging a first information report FIR with police who investigate crime, after which they can deal. So इसके अंदर criminal law में क्या है? Harassing a woman or dowry. So these are criminal law. Civil law deal with the harm or injury or to right of individual. For example, dispute related to sales of land. A petition has to be filed before relevant court by affecting party only. Now the next thing we will say here, case is filed in court. It found guilty is accused can be sent to jail and fined. Court gives specific relief after asked for. Access of court. All citizens of India can access court in this country. This means that every citizen has right to justice through court. Court play a significant role to protecting our fundamental rights. Supreme Court in early 1960 devised a mechanism of public interest litigation or PIL to increase access to justice. It allows any individual or organization to file a PIL to High Court or Supreme Court on behalf of those whose rights were being violated. Court exercise a crucial role in interpreting fundamental right of citizen. Courts interpreted Article 21 of Constitution on the right to life to include right to food, and they ordered the state to take certain steps to provide food for all, including midday meal, a scheme for implemented with help of PIL. Independent judiciary. Indian Constitution provides for different independence judiciary. This independence is provided through separation of power, a key feature of the Constitution. This means that other branches of government, legislature and executive cannot interfere in either of the judiciary. Courts are not under government and do not act on their behalf. This is independence of judiciary and that allow courts to play a central role in ensuring that there is no misuse of power by legislature and executive. It plays a crucial role in protecting fundamental right of citizens because anyone can approach court if they believe that their right have been violated. Now here we will see the important part of the constitution, and that is understanding our criminal justice system. So here we will see the criminal cases. So Article 22 of the Constitution say that every person has fundamental right to be defended by a lawyer. Article 39A of the Constitution places duty upon state to provide a lawyer to any citizen who is unable to engage on due to poverty or any other disability. Criminal cases involve four key players: police, public prosecutor, and defense lawyer, and judges. One important function of police is to investigate any complaint about commission or crime. Police investigation always have to conducted in the accordance with the law and with full respect for human rights. Public prosecutor is lawyer and who represent interests of state in court. She has no role to play in investigation. Prosecutor must conduct prosecution on the behalf of state. A defense lawyer is lawyer of accused who defend accused. Judge decide whether accused person to guilty or innocent based on evidence presented in accordance with the law. Article 21 of the Constitution that guarantees right to life state that the person of life or liberty can take away only following reasonable and just legal procedure. Article 22 of the Indian Constitution. Article 22 of the Constitution and criminal law guarantee to every arrested person following fundamental rights: the right to be informed at the time of arrest or offence which person is being arrested, right to present it before a magistrate within 24 hours of the arrest, right not to be ill-treated or tortured during arrest or custody. So these are the rights we should keep in our mind. Next. Confession made by the police custody cannot be used as evidence against accused. A boy under 15 years of age and woman cannot be known as to police station only for questioning. Now first information report FIR. Police begin their investigation into crime after registration of an FIR. Law states that it is compulsory for an officer in charge of police station to register FIR whenever a person gives information about the cognizable offences. This information can be given to police either orally or to writing. FIR generally mention date, time and place of offence, detailed basic fact of offences including a description of event and name and addresses of complaint. Complaint has a legal right to get a free copy of FIR from police. Complainant. Cognizable offence. This is an offence for which police may arrest a person without permission of a court. Understanding marginalization. So I think this is enough for today. We will continue our series next day. I hope you will like it. Thank you and have a nice day.